Okay, I'm just going to give it a few more minutes before we get going, but welcome if you're joining this live stream today. Let us know in the chat that you're here, you're ready to move, you can hear me. That would be super helpful. So I'll just tell you a little bit about today's class, and then I'll tell you about our beautiful location. So I'm going to take you through a 20 to 30 minute guided intuitive flow. The clue is in the title, so it is intuitive, so you're welcome to interpret it however you wish today. So if you're feeling something a little bit more spicy, you can add a little bit more spice. If you're feeling just something kind of a little bit slow, a little bit more mellow, that is okay too. Okay, who we have here? Lowry, yay, hello, and Rich, who is sitting just there. Cool, so we are in Cape Town. If you followed my vlogs, you'll know that we're digital nomading around Cape Town, and our beautiful gym, BUC Fitness, is kindly allowing us to use their bar and yoga studio space, and it is glorious. I'll share more pictures on my Instagram because it's really bright, really beautiful in here. And there are windows all down this side and just the beautiful view of the sea, really. So yeah, let's get going as it's gone past the time. And we're actually going to start standing today. So feel free to just come to a standing position. Yay, you made it, Anna. We can hear you. Stuart and Lauren, thank you. Okay, so you don't really need a mat, but definitely a comfortable surface. Bring your feet about hip width apart and just give yourself a moment to shake it out. If you want to like shake your arms, shake your legs, shake your wrists. Just give yourself a moment to shake off any stagnant energy. Okay, and then bringing yourself just to a few moments of stillness. Spread your toes, soften your knees. Let's bring one hand to our heart, one hand to our belly. If balance allows, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Good, one more like that, breathing in. And letting go. Wonderful. And just start to feel your breath move beneath your hands here. Beginning to tune in to your heartbeat. And take this opportunity to acknowledge what you need from this practice today. What brought you here? Okay, and releasing the hands down by your sides. Blinking the eyes open. We're going to start with some neck rolls here. So just gently roll in the neck. See if you can isolate the neck joint. So it's just the neck that's moving. Keep your arms nice and relaxed. Change direction. And then we're going to start to make it a little bit bigger. So starting to incorporate the shoulders a little bit more. And like I said at the beginning, don't worry about what it looks like. Focus on that feeling. Good, and then maybe starting to make it even bigger. So maybe we come all the way to the side, drape our body forward. You can bend the knees or not, absolutely your choice. Good, if you're going in one direction, just see what it's like in the other direction. Any part of the movement that you want to exaggerate, make bigger, go for it. Lovely. And then eventually we're going to bring our fingertips down to the mat, soften through the knees, let your head hang heavy. Meet us here. Take a little sway from side to side. You can nod the head out yes and no. Any tension from your spine or your neck, just let it drip, drip, drip out the top of your head. Beautiful. And then bending the knees, we're going to slowly roll up through the spine. Take your time. Let's take a nice big reach of the arms up overhead. We're going to interlace our fingers at the top. Press the palms into the ceiling and see if you can really stretch up nice and tall. You might feel like doing a nice big yawn here. Wonderful. Good. And then releasing the hands down onto your hips. Separate your feet a little bit wider. And we're going to make some nice big hula hoops with our hips here. So again, exaggerate this as much or as little as you please. Good. Change direction. This is really nice if you've been sat for a little while this morning. Should help loosen up your lower back. Oh, you might have heard my hip just pop there. Beautiful, nice. From here, slowly wind it in, soften through the knees, relax your arms down by your sides, and then we're just going to take a little swing of the arms from side to side. Just make sure you're not near a wall or something you could hit your hand on. Encouraging that gentle twist for your middle back. Let your arms be super floppy. Lovely, really nice. And then slow it down, all the way down, until you come to a stop. We're going to bring our hands onto our knees, turn the toes out, bend into the knees deeply. We're coming into a deep squat, so hands down to the floor. If your heels lift off, that's okay. And take a little rock of the hips from side to side. Again, this is nice for making space for your lower back. Good. If you want a little bit more, you can press your hand onto your inner thigh and see if you can prise, open that hip. Maybe the other side. I have a huge hole in my leggings, so I have to apologise for that. I just realised before we went live. Really nice. Good. From here, we're going to come to an all fours position. So slowly crawl it forwards. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Tuck the toes so your toes get a bit of a stretch. Inhale, drop your belly, look up towards the sky. And as you exhale, round it out, push your shoulder blades apart. Nice, in your own time. Wonderful. Now come into a neutral place. We're going to make some nice big circles here. So big circles with the hips, big ones over the wrists if your wrists allow. Nice, change direction. By the way, throughout this practice, if it ever feels good to just close your eyes, do that. You really don't have to think about what I look like or you look like. Beautiful, nice. Now come to a neutral all fours position. Inhale, lean forwards. And then as you exhale, you're going to come onto one of your feet, toes pointing out, and then send the hips back. Good, and then inhale, come forwards. Exhale, lift the opposite knee, lean back. And we're just going to alternate from side to side. So it might be a little more subtle for some of us, a little bit of a lift. For some of us, you might get that foot fully planted and like chest to the floor. Just take a moment to acknowledge what feels right for your body today. Sometimes we like those big, bold, dynamic movements, and then other times it's like, no, just a little something is all we need. Nice. Good. Next time you come back to all fours, spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes. Let's find a upside down V shape. Down dog. Let your head be heavy. And a moment to feel it out if you want to swing your hips side to side. Shift the weight forwards and back. Lovely. Bringing your feet about hip width apart. Inhale, come up super high onto your tiptoes. As you exhale, drop your heels to the right, both heels to the right, and then bend the knee so the side of the hip comes down towards the floor. Nice. Inhale, center. Exhale, heels to the left. Bend the knees as much as you please. Good. Alternate through this just a couple more times. Wonderful. Good. And then coming back to downward facing dog, dropping the knees down. We're going to step our right foot on the outside of our right hand, like so. And just have a little bit of free movement here. So maybe that's a swing of the hips, side to side, forwards and back. You can experiment with where that toe points. Some of us might like it like really out to the side or pointing directly ahead. Lovely. So once you've had a little bit of a feel out, you're going to reach your right hand all the way forwards, back, and then in a nice big circle. See how far you can reach. Really huge circles. Beautiful, nice. Next time that hand comes down, press it into the floor and then straighten up that front leg any amount that feels good. Toes lifted to the sky. You can hold it here or maybe you wave that foot from side to side. This also massages a little bit into your heel as well. Perfect. Nice one. We're going to plant this foot, plant the hands, come back to all fours, same on the opposite side. So your left foot is on the outside of your left hand. And just assess the situation on this side. So if you're feeling a little more tight today, we always have one side that's always a little bit more sticky than the other. Nice, so once you've had a little bit of a feel out, plant your right hand down and that left hand is going to reach forwards, up, back, and then draw your nice big circles or oval shapes. Lovely, see how far you can stretch and make space for yourself. Sometimes it's quite nice if you've got furniture around you. You can be like, oh, can I reach my sofa from here? Or can I reach the coffee table from here? Beautiful, nice. Next time that hand comes down, you're going to straighten up that front leg any amount that feels good. Toes lifted towards the ceiling, either taking a hold or waving the foot from side to side. Wow, we have 30 people here. Thank you all so much for coming. Nice one, good. And then bending into that knee, plant the hands. Let's come back to all fours. From here, we're going to lower down to our tummy. So just slowly reverse press up all the way down. Nice, hands underneath the shoulders. So for this one, we're going to bend our right knee. And so let's bend both knees actually, and just take a little sway of your feet from side to side. In fact, Make a little pillow for your head and just get used to that motion. So see if you can get your feet touching either side and just a gentle twist through your lower back. Okay, so this next one, we're going to end up in quite a, I really like this kind of corkscrew motion. The key is try not to overthink it and don't worry about where you end up. So those are my tips. Cool. So you're going to allow your feet to drop to your left. So feet to the left, hands underneath the shoulders. And then you're going to push yourself up. The top leg is going to spiral back behind you. And then you're going to continue to spiral with the upper body. Nice. And then you're going to spiral back down. So turning down, rolling onto your tummy. Feet to the right. Keep spiraling all the way over to the right. And twist. And then slowly corkscrew back down. So we're going to continue that. Hopefully you haven't had your lunch yet or your breakfast for our American friends. It's a little bit of a tummy massage. So you can take it really fast. That might feel quite energizing, or you might really slow it down and make a real big deal out of each part of the motion. Lovely. Good, and then we're going to meet on our tummy once more. Relax your feet down, bring your big toes together, and then press it back to a child's pose. You can take your knees wide if it's more comfy. And then just take a little wriggle of your hips from side to side. You can massage your forehead across your mat. Good, let's take a deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Good, slowly coming up to all fours. Tuck your toes and find downward facing dog from here. Good, bending into the knees, you're going to walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Soften through the knees and slowly roll up through the spine. Take your time. Coming all the way to standing. Beautiful, nice. We're going to take a nice wide stance now on our mat. So take your feet as wide as is comfortable, toes turned out, and then bend the knees. Doesn't need to be the deepest bend ever, just a little something to find a little bounce. And that's what I want you to do, just begin to bounce through your hips. Imagine your tailbone nice and heavy, dropping to the floor, just releasing any stagnant energy around your hips, your lower back. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can bend your knees more. Go side to side, up and down. Lovely, good. And then let's straighten up the legs. Turn the toes forward, and we're going to dive all the way down. So maybe hands reach the mat, maybe they don't, that's okay. Head heavy. Take a breath in. Release a breath out. Beautiful. And then begin to just find some gentle movement from side to side. So you might start by keeping the legs straight. You might enjoy bending one knee and then the other. You might come all the way down into like a deep ninja squat on either side. See how you feel, how are those knees doing today? Beautiful. If you ever feel like you want to take a nice big, feel free to. Lovely. From here, we're going to come up onto our fingertips, soften through your knees, and then slowly roll up through your spine. Take your time. Take a nice big stretch of the arms up overhead. We're going to interlace our fingers, press them into the ceiling, and then take a little side bend over to one side. Lovely. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the opposite side. So making some space before we come into a twist. Inhale, center, bend your knees, turn your toes out, hands onto the knees, and I want you to relax your upper body weight into your hands. Beautiful, take a deep breath. As you exhale, we're going to drop opposite shoulder towards opposite knee, look behind you. This one might give your back a little crack. Good, inhale, center, exhale, opposite side. Lovely, inhale, center, exhale, hands all the way down. This time we're going to heel toe our feet closer towards one another. We're coming into our deep squat again, so bending into your knees, slowly coming down. Maybe it feels a bit easier the second time. You can keep your hands on the floor if you want. And then just have a little bit of a wriggle. Nice for your ankles, your feet, knees, hips. Lovely. Great, bringing your hands down behind you, sit your bottom down. And then from here, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees butterfly out. See if you can encourage your hips a little closer to your heels. Hands onto your feet, take a nice big breath. And then as you exhale, encouraging yourself forwards any amount that feels good. Nice big deep breaths into your belly. You're going to feel it open up through your lower back here. Beautiful, nice. Inhale, slowly coming back up, closing up the knees. Take your feet as wide as your mat, hands behind, and then really swipe it out from side to side. Wonderful, good. From here, you're going to allow your knees to drop to the left, so knees to the left, and then your right hand is going to reach all the way over and reach. Maybe you want to grab your wrist, maybe you want to reach back and take a nice deep breath and notice where you feel that stretch. Wonderful, inhale, unwind, come back through center. So knees are going to fall to your right, the knees to the right. Left hand is going to continue with the twist. Maybe you reach the floor. You might grab for your wrist and encourage yourself round. And again, you can always make this like more if you want. You can like bring your chest to the floor if it feels good. Lovely, inhale, unwind, come back through center. Plant your feet, plant your hands. Let's have our fingers pointing back actually. And then as you inhale, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes at the top. And then slowly lowering the sitting bones down. Maybe we can shuffle our sitting bones closer to our heels, opening up through our shoulders. So options here, you can keep your hands quite wide, or you can begin to bring your little fingers to touch one another. It gets quite intense. If you have the tendency to lock out your elbows, just take a little soft bend, see if you can puff up your chest. Whew. Gets quite spicy through the front of the chest. You're doing so well. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, shuffle your bum back. Release your hands. Let's take a little roll of your shoulders. And find a comfy seat with me just for these last few minutes. So if you just want to grab a pillow to sit on or something. Let's rest one hand onto our heart, one hand onto our belly. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a deep breath in and a big sigh out. And before we head off into the rest of our morning or afternoon, just take a moment to notice how you feel now after just about 20 minutes of mindful movement. Lovely. As you inhale, let's reach the hands high overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. bow your head down to your heart. Take a moment to really, really thank yourself for carving out this time today to look after not just your body, but your mind as well. Blinking the eyes open and welcoming yourself back. Oh my God, I can't believe we have 45 people here. Amazing. Thank you so, so much for joining me today. And thank you to BUC Fitness for allowing me to use this beautiful space. Rich has kindly taken some glorious photos that I'll share on Instagram. And I've linked their Instagram and their website down below. They have an on-demand fitness platform where they share awesome HIIT classes, strength classes, all that kind of thing. And if you are in the Sea Point area in Cape Town, definitely come check out their glorious gym. Okay, thank you so much for joining everyone, and hopefully I'll be able to do another live stream soon. Bye. You're welcome, Anna. Oh, good morning, Crimson Rose. Hey, Devi Daily Yoga. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Lowry. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, bye everyone. I'll see you on another one soon.